Australian Open Daily Preview. Alcaraz, Sabalenka, Gauff play their second-round matches. On Day 4, top names like Carlos Alcaraz, Aryna Sabalenka, and Coco Gauff look to win the second of what they hope will be 7 matches this fortnight to win this championship. Plus, Sasha Zverev takes on Alexandra Muller, who upset Australia's Alexei Popyrin on Monday in a 5th-set tiebreak. And recent Adelaide champ Mira Andreeva faces former world number 3 Maria Sakkari. Here's a rundown of the most notable matches on Day 4, in chronological order, all times local. Aryna Sabalenka 1 versus Zhuochuan Boy Q, 11:30 a.m. on Rod Laver Arena. With her opening round victory in straight sets, Sabalenka has now won 21 of her last 22 matches at the Australian Open, and 40 of her last 42 matches at hardcourt majors. Zhuochuan is a 23-year-old qualifier from China, who in the first round upset Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova in a final set tiebreak to earn just her second career win at a major. Coco Gauff 3 versus Olga Danilovic, not before 1 p.m. on Margaret Court Arena. Gauff easily advanced through her opening round to reach what was almost a highly anticipated second-round matchup against Venus Williams. However, Danilovic spoiled that possibility by coming back from 4-0 down in the third set to defeat Venus 6-4. Olga reached the 4th round of this event a year ago, equaling her best slam result to date. Carlos Alcaraz 1 versus Yannick Hanfmann, not before 2 p.m. on Rod Laver Arena. Alcaraz also won his first round match in straight sets, in his first major without Juan Carlos Ferrero as his coach. Hanfmann is a 34-year-old German who peaked at a ranking of number 45 back in 2023, yet earned only his third career win at a major on Sunday, as is now 3-16 at this level. 3 seasons ago in Beijing, Alcaraz defeated Hanfmann 6-4, 6-3. Alexander Zverev 3 versus Alexandra Muller, not before 6:30 p.m. on John Cain Arena. Zverev recovered quickly after dropping the first set of his opening round against Gabriel Diallo to advance in 4. Muller's aforementioned comeback victory over Popyrin was just a 6th major win for the 28-year-old Frenchman, who has never reached the third round of a slam. Zverev leads the head-to-head 2-1, though their last meeting went to Muller, who prevailed in a final set tiebreak last May on clay in Hamburg. Maria Sakkari versus Mira Andreeva 8, not before 7 p.m. on Margaret Court Arena. Andreeva also needed to come back from a set down in the first round, against Donna Vekic. Sakkari was ranked inside the top 10 less than 18 months ago, but has seen her ranking dip outside the top 50 due to a losing record during 2025. A 2-time major semifinalist back in 2021, it's now been 4 years since Maria has reached the second week of a slam. Australian Open Daily Preview. Alcaraz, Sabalenka, and Gauff step into the second act. Melbourne wakes early during the Australian Open. The sun stretches across Rod Laver Arena, coffee cups steam in the summer heat, and the sound of tennis balls cracking against strings echoes like a heartbeat across Melbourne Park. Day by day, the tournament sheds uncertainty, replacing it with momentum. By the second round, the contenders have announced themselves, and the pretenders have already packed their bags. Today's spotlight shines on 3 of the sport's most magnetic stars, Carlos Alcaraz, Aryna Sabalenka, and Coco Gauff. Each arrives at their second-round match carrying expectation, ambition, and a unique story shaped by youth, power, and the hunger to claim Grand Slam glory. This is not merely another day at the Australian Open. It is the moment when early promise must evolve into purpose. Carlos Alcaraz, the fire of youth meets the grind of the slam. Carlos Alcaraz walks onto the court with the energy of someone who genuinely loves the fight. At just 20 years old, he plays tennis as if discovery is still part of the experience. Every drop shot an experiment, every sprint a statement of joy. In the first round, Alcaraz reminded the tennis world why he is already considered a generational talent. His footwork danced across the baseline, his forehand exploded through the court, and his willingness to attack spoke volumes. Yet the second round offers a different challenge altogether. The pressure subtly increases. The opponent may not carry the same name recognition, but the danger lies in familiarity. Players now know Alcaraz's weapons, the heavy topspin forehand, the fearless net approaches, the elastic defense that turns lost points into winners. What they test now is patience. Can he sustain intensity for hours? Can he absorb momentum shifts without rushing brilliance? Melbourne's hard courts reward aggression, but they punish impatience. For Alcaraz, today is about balance, knowing when to unleash the spectacular and when to trust the grind. His ability to adapt, to win ugly points as confidently as highlight reel ones, may define not just this match but his entire Australian Open campaign. One thing is certain, when Alcaraz plays, the future feels immediate. Arena Sabalenka, power, precision, and the weight of expectation. Few players strike the ball with the authority of Arena Sabalenka. When she connects cleanly, the sound alone commands attention. Her game is built on raw force, big serves, blistering returns, and baseline dominance that can overwhelm opponents in minutes. As the defending champion in Melbourne, Sabalenka enters her second-round match with both confidence and burden. The title she claimed here was not just a trophy. It was a breakthrough, a statement that her power could be paired with control under Grand Slam pressure. Her opening match showed glimpses of that championship composure. The serve held firm. The aggression remained fearless. But the second round asks a harder question. Can she maintain emotional clarity when matches tighten? Sabalenka's greatest opponent has often been herself. When frustration creeps in, errors can follow. Today, her challenge lies not in hitting harder, but in breathing deeper, trusting her patterns, staying calm between points, and resisting the urge to end rallies too quickly. Melbourne crowds appreciate her honesty. They see the emotion, the fist pumps, the occasional shake of the head, and when she channels that fire correctly, she becomes one of the most formidable forces in women's tennis. If Sabalenka plays within herself today, the path forward begins to look very familiar and very dangerous for the rest of the draw. Coco Gauff, growth, grit, and the grace of belief. Coco Gauff no longer plays as the teenager who shocked the world. She plays as a Grand Slam champion who understands the responsibility of belief. Her first-round performance at the Australian Open was a demonstration of maturity. She moved efficiently, defended relentlessly, and chose her moments to attack with intelligence rather than impulse. There is a calm now in her game, a sense that she trusts the process, even when rallies stretch and points refuse to end. The second round brings a test of consistency. Opponents come prepared to exploit perceived weaknesses, particularly on the forehand wing. But Gauff's evolution has been unmistakable. Her serve has improved, her footwork is sharper, and her court awareness allows her to problem-solve in real time. Perhaps most impressive is her mental resilience. When momentum swings, she does not panic. When crowds grow loud, she grows quieter within herself.